Musical writers, it seems like you've learned a lesson, a pretty strong and significant lesson with this project. However, it seems like you haven't quite put that lesson into action in order to move on into the next cycle. Something's really holding you back and it seems pretty heavy. I think you need to allow yourself some forgiveness. So this is how I got there. Before I do get started, I do want to let you know that I have hidden a 75% off promo code for a one-on-one tarot reading with myself regarding your writing project. So there's only 15 spots. So when you get that, go down to the description below and really make sure that you fill that in and use it when you get it. So first we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is usually about walking away. Walk away from something, even if you love it, just walking away for something better. Here you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a very emotional leader. Because he's the king and he's not reversed, it seems like he's got a very good handle on his emotions. You also have the King of Swords, so you're also a very thoughtful leader. Here we have the Five of Cups in reverse, so there seems to have been some depression, but you're probably coming out of that. Probably found a therapist, maybe you found some medication, or at least found a way of coping with whatever was going on to create your emotional distress. This is the Judgment card. This is where that lesson comes in. This is, to me, is the second chance card. So you've gone through a whole adventure, you've learned a lesson, and this is where you actually get to take that lesson and take that information into the next cycle. If it was reversed, you probably hadn't learned it yet. But this is your chance. This is your second chance. Here we have the Eight of Wands. That usually means really fast movement, so I'm going to advise you to move fast. Here we have the Five of Wands in reverse, so it seems like there isn't really anybody else fighting you. There's no other conflicting opinions. There's no other conflicting passions about how something should be taken care of, which does kind of make sense since you do have both of these kings. Own those kings. Here we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a completion card, and usually it means that you're carrying too much on your back, which does kind of make sense because you've got these two kings. You probably do have a little bit because of this Judgment card. It just kind of feels to me with this here is that you're holding on to way too many responsibilities. And it has to do with the lesson that you've just learned. It has to do with you walking away. It has to do with probably once you release some of this stuff, you'll actually be able to move faster with this Eight of Wands. You'll probably feel a lot lighter. Here we have the Ace of Wands, and the aces, when they come up, they usually mean a yes, since it's not reversed, actually. New passion, a new energy, a new creative endeavor. And I just think that because of this lesson that you're holding on to, it feels like you're just not allowing yourself to go on to the next thing. And the reason why I'm actually saying this, I know it seems pretty light. The next card, the card at the bottom of the deck, is the one that kind of solidified it for me. And this is why it's a little bit deeper than you're probably thinking. The card at the bottom of the deck is the Devil card. The Devil usually means addiction. Now, the Devil card doesn't have to mean addiction, but it can also mean like our kinks, the parts of ourselves that we are not proud of, those are darkest secrets, those kind of things. But because you've got this Devil card, because you've been learning about the Judgment, because you're holding on to something, because you've just come out of some depression, and because you're being asked to walk away, that's mostly why I'm thinking that there's something kind of devilish that you need to probably let go of in order for you to be able to move on to the next cycle and take what you've learned so you can move fast and go into a new cycle. Numbers you probably want to pay attention to are 8, 4, 4, 5, 20, 8, 5, 10, 1, and 15. If you add all those up, you get the number 80. 8 plus 0 equals 8, and 8 in the major arcana is the strength card. So regarding this addiction, whatever is going on here, it's going to take some strength to let loose, to let it go. With the strength card, it's usually us making friends with our shadow selves. So I'm really going to just really advise you to let you know that you have the strength. It's going to take some strength in order to move on into the next cycle, but you can do this. Elementally wise, we have earth, air, fire, and water. Fire is your strongest element. I am going to advise you to stay away from that. I'm actually going to lead you more toward your earth element. So first of all, you did get two major arcanas, the Judgment card and the Devil card. The Judgment card is your fire sign, your fire card. Judgment is actually associated with the planet Pluto. Because you got a fire sign and all these cards that are fire signs as well, I'm going to advise you to steer clear of Pluto. I think Pluto's the reason why you got yourself into this mess, and we're going to have you go away from this mess. Your weakest elements are earth and air. I'm not going to guide you toward the air signs simply because it feels like you have some pretty good thoughts going on and some pretty good communication going on. I don't think that that's the problem that we need to focus on. I feel like the problem we need to more focus on is bringing you back down to reality a little bit. And that's going to be with your devil card. The devil card is actually associated with earth. And because the devil card is the one that's probably holding you back from whatever it is to go on into the next cycle, it's probably the most important one to pay attention to. In order to access all those attributes and access of what you can do in order to move on to the next cycle, I'm going to ask you to pay attention to Saturn, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Those are the astrological signs that should probably be able to help you to move on and get more in tune with your earthly element and be able to ground yourself a little bit more. Now, I do pull 3 extra cards just for some extra intuition, and your first card is Zucchini. Your second card is Celebration, which I actually think you should actually be doing because I do think that you've reached a really good spot. It almost feels like you got a chip for like, when alcoholics get like the yearly chips that they get for not taking drinks or whatever or being sober. It almost feels like that. And it just feels like this devil part might be something that's been creeping back up into you, into your writing, into distractions from your writing. And that's just kind of what it feels like to me a little bit. Um, but you're able to it's a weakness, but it's holding you back, but I think that you've got the strength in order to move on from it. The last prompt that I have is, what will make your protagonist want to quit their mission, quest, and journey? Your September 2024 75% off promo code for a one-to-one tarot reading with me is King of Pentacles. All one word, KINGOFPENTACLES. Remember, there's only 15 spots, so go down to the description box below and use it, and make sure that you use it to your advantage. If you're just now finding my videos, I'm Chris, and I help screenwriters and authors use tarot cards to connect more with their intuition and finish their writing projects faster. I believe that when writers use the images of tarot cards, they can create a 3-dimensional world before the project is released to the readers, so that when the readers start reading it, they actually feel like they're actually in the story and they just won't be able to stop turning pages. If you'd like to discover a little bit more about how you can use tarot cards to access your creativity, your intuition, and finish your stories faster, I'm going to invite you to join the Flow Your Mojo community. The Flow Your Mojo community is on my website, so go to the link in my profile, and it's going to take you to a link tree. And that link tree, you're going to see a number of different options, and I'm going to run through them really fast here. The first button that you're going to see is probably a 15-minute free exercise where I'm going to help you actually use 3 tarot cards to write a complete story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Another button is actually going to take you to the Flow Your Mojo community, where it's separated by 4 tiers. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3A, and Act 3B. Act 1, I provide 2 writing prompts a week. One is for your project, and one we're actually going through the Save the Cat beat sheet with tarot cards, learning how to write a story with tarot cards that way. Act 2, you get everything from Act 1, and you're also going to be able to be invited to 3 writing sessions per week, where we just kind of hold each other accountable. Act 3A is the writers group, where again, you're going to have access to Act 1 and Act 2, but here we're actually going to be sharing notes back and forth on our projects. Act 3B is the outline haters. I am actually going to be providing you about 30 to 50 spreads of a complete book, 3-dimensional book with everything you could possibly need to actually get started on writing the book, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'm not going to claim any copyright. You can do what you want with it. And it's just something, if you just want to just start writing the book, go for it. So those are just a few of the things that you can look for in the Flow Your Mojo community. I hope that you find one that works best for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I would like to say thank you for your time. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share, and I will see you in the next one.